Tiffany Henyard, the former mayor of Dalton, has become the focal point of a major scandal that has plunged the town into financial turmoil. Once known for her extravagant spending, including nearly $200,000 on banners featuring her face, Henyard has now come forward about her financial difficulties. This revelation starkly contrasts with her previous lavish lifestyle, leaving many in shock, especially given her history of using taxpayer money for personal indulgences while residents struggled. During her tenure, Henyard's spending habits were a major source of controversy. While Dalton faced mounting financial struggles, including a fire department that operated without a contract for 5 years, she continued to spend public funds recklessly. Her expenditures included $1 million security detail and extravagant trips, all while essential services were neglected and the average Dalton household struggled to get by. Henyard's financial mismanagement extended beyond overspending. Reports revealed that she took out millions in personal loans, using city infrastructure as collateral, which only deepened the city's financial crisis. As creditors came after Henyard, the city's debt skyrocketed, even putting police department vehicles at risk of repossession. One of the most troubling aspects of Henyard's actions involved her exploitation of the Section 8 housing program, designed to provide affordable housing for low-income families. Henyard owned a Section 8 qualified property that was in a severe state of disrepair, featuring mold, water damage, and other hazards. Despite these conditions, she continued collecting government subsidies while neglecting her tenants. By November 2019, the property was deemed uninhabitable, highlighting her disregard for the well-being of those dependent on the program. Henyard's misdeeds were part of a broader pattern of corruption and financial abuse. Instead of prioritizing Dalton's residents, she used her position of power to fund personal luxuries. Meanwhile, the town faced deteriorating infrastructure, financial instability, and a lack of basic services. Her security detail, excessive personal spending, and self-promotional banners were all funded by taxpayers who were left struggling to maintain access to essential services. The fallout from Henyard's tenure has been severe. Dalton is now grappling with an enormous financial crisis, mounting lawsuits from creditors, and an inability to pay its bills. Essential services like fire protection and police assistance are at risk, leaving residents fearful for their safety. The damage she caused will likely take years if not decades to repair. Public outrage continues to grow, with residents demanding accountability. However, despite the overwhelming evidence against her, Henyard has seemingly avoided responsibility. She has even skipped over 25 board meetings and eventually resigned from her position as mayor, disappearing from the public eye. Her absence has left the town without leadership, further deepening the crisis. An investigation into Henyard's financial dealings has revealed that her actions were not just a case of poor management but deliberate corruption and fraud. The FBI is actively investigating her personal transactions, misuse of taxpayer money, and involvement in fraudulent schemes. Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago, is leading the inquiry, determined to uncover the full extent of Henyard's wrongdoing. Further reports indicate that Henyard engaged in unethical behavior beyond financial misconduct. Business owners and former employees have come forward with allegations of coercion and intimidation. One local business owner, Lawrence Gardner, claimed that he was harassed by Dalton police and had his business license revoked after refusing to comply with one of Henyard's schemes. Other employees reported being fired for refusing to hide public documents or participate in unethical activities. As more details emerge, it is clear that Henyard's tenure as mayor was defined by a blatant abuse of power. While she lived a life of luxury funded by taxpayer dollars, the residents of Dalton endured financial hardship, unsafe living conditions, and deteriorating city services. Now, as Henyard reportedly sells off personal belongings in a desperate attempt to make ends meet, her once extravagant lifestyle has come to an abrupt end. The future of Dalton remains uncertain as the town struggles to recover from the financial disaster Henyard created. Residents who once relied on basic services are now left in limbo, wondering if they will ever regain access to the vital support they need. Meanwhile, Henyard has requested financial assistance despite the millions of taxpayer dollars she allegedly misused, further fueling public outrage. The FBI investigation into Henyard's financial dealings is ongoing, and as the probe continues, more revelations are expected. Her actions have left a lasting impact on Dalton, and the town's residents are demanding justice. Henyard's downfall serves as a cautionary tale of greed, corruption, and the consequences of betraying public trust. The scandal surrounding her actions will be remembered as one of the darkest chapters in Dalton's history, and it may take years for the town to fully recover from the financial ruin she has caused. Former Mayor Tiffany Henyard's tenure in Dalton was marked by financial mismanagement, ethical violations, and a blatant disregard for the town's well-being. A recent investigation has revealed troubling details about her actions, including allegedly borrowing money using city infrastructure as collateral public property meant to serve the community. This unethical and potentially illegal practice not only misused taxpayer funds but also placed Dalton's essential resources at risk to finance her personal schemes. As a result of Henyard's reckless spending, Dalton is now facing severe financial turmoil. The town's credit rating has plummeted, police vehicles are at risk of repossession, and critical services such as the fire department remain underfunded. Residents, already burdened by the fallout from her mismanagement, are now left to deal with the long-term consequences of her dubious financial decisions. Adding to the outrage, Henyard recently launched a GoFundMe campaign to raise money to cover her personal expenses, including past debts, banners bearing her image, and extravagant getaways. This request for donations has sparked widespread anger, as many residents still struggle with the damage caused by her administration. Despite the backlash, she has managed to raise nearly $155,000, leaving many questioning whether the campaign is an attempt to avoid accountability or even flee the country to escape potential prosecution. During her time as mayor, Henyard's lavish spending habits were well documented. She notoriously spent $199,000 on welcome banners featuring her own face and funded expensive security details, luxury vacations, and personal indulgences, all while essential town services suffered. Under her leadership, Dalton's financial stability crumbled, leaving behind mounting debt and a community struggling to recover. Now, as the investigation into her actions continues, Dalton's residents remain determined to see justice served. Henyard's downfall may only be the beginning of a broader reckoning for the town, as those affected by her mismanagement seek accountability and a path toward rebuilding. While she attempts to shift blame and secure funds for herself, the people of Dalton remain vigilant, hoping for a resolution that finally holds her responsible for the damage she has inflicted on their community.